My Hero Mania. Yes, My Hero Mania. Oh my goodness, I have just been excited about this game. Fiery Wings. Yes, is what I have. I'm doing PvP. I have accomplished. I have gone to the pinnacle of the mountain. I've climbed the mountain of the end game. I have reached the max level. I have all the points. I have gotten all the items. This is just for fun to come out here, right? I log in, I get the reward, and I'm here at the hospital because I got fiery wings, right? My whole thing was the best PvP quirk is not a legendary so far. It has been a um a rare, right? It has been a rare. And that was engine. Now, really quick, let me just show individuals who have a hard time finding the hospital where it is. Most of you are heroes. That is just a assumption on my part. If you're not a hero and a villain, find the hero place. So you spawn right here, and I'm going to kind of do it fast. You exit, and then you turn left, and you just follow the road. Follow the road. Stay on the right hand side like we do in America, and then you just keep going. And there you are. Here you are. Here you are. You are at the hospital. Yes. Go in the doors. They're always open 24/7. You keep going. And you talk to this guy. This guy will say some things. And you can change your quirk. And he will let you know if you have enough spins. If you log in so many times, you'll get free spins. Log in for 30 days, you will get a legendary spin. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Everybody who is dedicated to this game, like I am, will get a legendary spin. Now, is that how I got this spin? No. Because people who know me know how I like to do it. If I want something, I'll do it. And games like this say, hey, in-game money or cha-ching Robux. Robux. Now, I don't buy things like Jordans or fancy clothes. I like games. And I like Robux. So, hey, I've had people say, hey, you spend Robux. Shame, shame, shame on you. Hey, calm down, people. Calm down, calm down, calm down. You need to back up because I can probably point at you and say, well, you spend money on this. How'd you get to be a big boy? I bet you bought some food that, you know, I don't know. All I'm going to say is that, before we judge others, aka me, on spending, Robux, we need to check ourselves. Because, I don't go to fast food places. I don't really go out to eat. I don't spend money on clothes. I don't spend money on Jordans. But I think people who do have a right to, and I think people who do, and if they enjoy it, should do it. I enjoy spending money on Robux because when I get things like this, it's great. And if I don't get things like that, I'm kind of like, oh man, I wish I did. Alright, that took almost 4 minutes. Let's get to it. So I got Fiery Wings, and I said, are legendaries really better than the rare that kicked the crap out of other players and did very good in the four types of PvP that we have right now? Now, when you go to PvP, there are basically three types of players. You have the newbies, you have the rookies, you have the ones that really don't have any strategy. They're not necessarily spamming, but they're thinking, alright, I'm going to go in, I'm going to use these buttons, and then I'm going to see how far I can go. They don't get many points, they don't really help out their team. It's not their fault because I was there too. And their kills, their points, allow the next two groups of individuals to kind of be in the upper tier. Then you have the mid-grade players who do know some combos and they have a quirk that they feel comfortable with. Maybe it's a quirk that they carried over from the end game, right? They're like, hey, I got cream, it worked in here, it's going to work in game, and quirk is always going to get points. You know, I've never seen cream leave without points, because if cream aims at something and it does that big butt booty beam, it's going to kill it or it's going to bring it down. No one in the AoE is going to leave without getting some points gone. Any legendary, if you're in the way of a legendary, you're going to get some points. So that's the thing. If a person comes from in-game to PvP with a legendary, they're like in that middle category of they're going to get it. Now, these individuals, they kind of jump into um, a messy situation without any foresight on strategy. Then you have the last group of individuals, the smallest group, where these individuals have like some sort of strategy on where they want to be placed. If it's a free-for-all, they know that they want to get possibly in the top 3 consistently, and they know how to do it. If they're not going to get first place, and let's say they're like in the bottom 5, they know that they have to get some kills. They know that they have to find people fast. They know that they have to use certain combos, and they can do it, right? Um, they know that if they're in a team battle, it doesn't matter if you get a high score necessarily. They know that they just have to find the other individual who is getting the high score. Like, for instance, if there is a good cream player, well, take out the cream player. For 5 seconds, they ain't scoring. Then you can score a lot. Cream player comes in, you do the same thing. So these individuals, they have strategy. They use strategy and they win. The other player, they use strategy and then they go after you. So at some point, obviously, there's going to be less newbies and they're going to move up, and then it's going to be very interesting when the majority of the players are in the top tier, and then there might be a tier above that when you have, I don't know what to call them, maybe elites or whatever. Um, but this is where basically the 1v1s kind of come, and you would see like in the videos and just say, "Oh my goodness, these individuals are doing things that blow my mind." They're not in PvP yet. Every once in a while, you'll see it. You know, they'll talk about how this quirk is good, and this is how you should use it. Where am I? Doesn't matter. But what I will say is that how I got to where I am in PvP has not been through a legendary. I did go to PvP with the legendary that I had, which was Cream. So I started out in the mid because I had a good in-game uh, quirk. I was able to get to 220 because I was able to gather. You know, I could do it with this one. I have decent speed. I would gather them all, and I would kill them, and I was able to get to 220 like over time. Max points, I was able to skill up Cream. I went in there, and I got my points, and I rose through the ranks. But then after a while, I started to see other players that could take out a Cream. I'd be like, well, what's going on? Well, Cream is good, but Cream can get creamed, for lack of a word. This is what I mean. Cream has this thing where before it does a move, there is kind of like a showing or a tail, as they would call it, TELL, of what it's going to do. If it does this AOL, its arm comes up and it hits the ground. Not AOL, but AOE. When it does its big like shot of blue, it does something else. Everything it does, Cream shows what it's going to do. Now, when it hits, it's going to hit hard, and that's what people are quote unquote afraid of. Now, what these upper grade players will tell you is that they're not afraid of getting hit by Cream because it's kind of like taking 2 or 3 steps forward and cream will take you back 1 or 2 steps. You know, it's like 3 steps forward, cream will take you 2 steps back. And that's how it works. Like for me, if I fight a cream who is in the mid grade and I'm in the upper grade, cream will kill me, but I will take half of the health. I come back in, I'm full health, and with a engine, my energy is full again, which is awesome. So I actually don't mind. I do both the steam and I do skill 5. This thing has over 1,000 speed. I go after it. I can take the rest of cream. Cream dies. I go, bam. I'm in the top 2 of experience, and my team could could possibly win if the other players have points too. I don't expect the other players to be in the same category. That's where things are right now. You know, um, you can't control the other team members. You can only control yourself. So anyway, um, with this quirk right here, you don't see it a lot. You don't see it a lot. I don't know if it's rare in getting it in here. I think people roll over it. In fact, I even think people choose Hellflame over this. I don't know why. I think people still think that this quirk is weak. It's not weak. It's quite strong. Skill 5, skill 3, and even skill 1 is good. Skill 3 will attack and rush almost like through an opponent. Kind of like how with half hot, half cold, and he has that ice fire escape thing. Skill 2 is the one that makes you fly. You know, this is a quirk that's support though, right? The other quirks are attack, and they can have combos which can put them like on the leaderboard. This right here will most likely not put you on the leaderboard. So that's kind of like what I'm saying. I took this into PvP and I like it, but I think to be very competitive in the future, it's not a quirk that I'm going to want um, unless I find a group of people that want a Theory Wings. So that's kind of how it is. Has a great skill set, but it is a support unit for teams. On its own, it is not going to take out certain quirks, especially if the quirk is heavily dependent on 2 things: hit points, and it has powerful attacks. I'm going to tell you right now, if this thing gets hit by cream a couple times, it's done. It's gone. And if you got a very good cream player, it's done. It's gone. If you got a very good Phoenix player, this person is gone. If you got a very good even engine player, granted, it's going to be harder to get him with engine just because of the fact that this thing can fly. But if this thing is on the ground and it's trying to, like figure out like what's going on, and you got an engine player that could literally stop on a dime and hit somebody, this could go down to half. Someone else kills it. It can never do its moves. Once again, it's a support player. When it comes to PvP, support players never really go anywhere. Anyway, that's my spiel. This is a great, 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 great support player. Legendaries are not support units. They should be units that could one-shot or at least be able to use 2 moves to one-shot players. They should be independent units. This needs to be buffed at some point. Right now it's very good. It's a great farmer. It's a great raid player. It's great in-game. For PvP, it's not. You guys take care.